Everyone enjoys getting out on the town for some live music. And there's nothing like going backstage and down the hall for a VIP pass to the inside information and interviews with the bands, singers, and songwriters that you enjoy. Welcome to Hall Around Town Radio's Backstage Hall Pass, a showcase of homegrown talent, mixing independent music with personal interviews and a behind-the-scenes look at our music community. Backstage Hall Pass is your front row center seat to some great conversation with the area's most talented artists. Whether you like rock, blues, folk, country, or R&B, Backstage Hall Pass delivers you a daily dose of the stories behind the music. And now, here's the host of our show, Scott Hall.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Whatever Wednesday. It is Whatever Wednesday today, which means we don't have a band. So Wednesday without a band, as we're calling it today. Welcome to the program, live from the Hall Around Town Radio studios in beautiful downtown Springboro, Ohio. Good to have you with us. Let's see who's checking in today. Oh, my lovely co-host from Tuesday. Karis is in the house from the Bell and the Bear. Thank you for being here. Glenn, we had a great show yesterday, by the way, Karis. Thank you for that. And we'll give a shout out to those who participated in that in just a minute, as soon as we get some people live here. Glenn checking in on the YouTube channel. Thank you, Glenn, for joining us on the tube of you. Toy, there he is. Thank you, Toy, for joining us yesterday. I might as well get the shout outs in right now while he's been on here. And Toy was the one that really came up with that original idea for that series of programs that we did on Hot Topic Tuesday. So thank you, Toy, for that sparking the interest. And man, 1,000 views on yesterday's show already. Cool stuff. And thank you to Miss Jackie, who's always a pleasure to be around. And she's a rock star. She really is. And Miss Jackie, and then our friend Seven West, who joined in on the fun. So we had a great one yesterday. If you haven't had a chance to go watch it, watch it. Tune in. Tune in. Put those numbers up. Share it with your music-loving friends. Hi, Roger. Thanks for being here. I'm the Hall of Scott on the Book of Face. Yes. Hello, Melissa. Thank you for stopping by. Have you missed me, Karis? I've missed you, too. We haven't seen each other in at least 24 hours almost on the show. But, yeah. I missed you. Skip, good to see you last night. Liars for Hire in the house. Thank you for being here, Skip. And yeah, I did send that video to Karis last night, by the way. She got a chuckle out of that one. We all got a chuckle out of that one. One of Skip's trivia team last night. We shall remain nameless, but yes. Hi, James. Thanks for being here. So much fun. Karis said, yes, it was. Ray Renee in the house. Another one of our local talented musicians. Thank you for being here. Toy, always a pleasure, man. And it was great to finally really get a chance to talk to you. Sorry, we didn't have a lot of time, with 3 guests and Karis and I, it goes fast. So we're going to have to bring you back on again sometime, talk to the whole Rockstar band on a Wednesday. That'd be fun. And Happy New Year to you, my resident Gene Simmons, Gary. Sorry, guys. I am a little under the weather here. I was chewing on a cough drop before we started this. It's Whatever Wednesday, and we're going to get started today with some good stuff. It is where you ask the questions, you drive the show. So throw a question at me or anybody else on here, and we'll be glad to answer them. Sorry, guys. Kara says always. Yes, always. And yes, I know Crown Watts down in my old stomping grounds, Fort Myers area, man. That's it'd be nice to be there this time of year. The weather's going to be beautiful this week for them, it sounds like, down there. Hi, Heath Bowling. Send me your gigs, my friend. Don't forget that. I don't know if you have already or not. I haven't been on the last little bit today, but send them to me for whatever you got going New Year's wise. And yes, Karis, who are you excited to see live? Liars for Hire? I don't know. Who were we talking about? I hate these late comments like that. And Charles, you don't have to apologize. It's a free country, man. People are entitled to their opinion. They are. And we appreciate all opinions on the show. So, yeah. And it got a little tense yesterday. It did. Got a little intense, and it's okay. That's where Boy Scouts sleep. Intense. But sorry. It's my horrible humor today. Rick, it is safe today. Karis is on here, but it's safe. I can't mute her, though, like I did yesterday. I didn't mute her yesterday. I muted myself, but it is safe. Hello, Dirk Turner, Heath Bowling. Yes. See, chicken fried. I don't know. Hell, I'm so lost. And Karis says her apologies. So, yeah, it just, nobody has to apologize to anybody. We're all right. We have fun with this. Oh, Rockstar. There you go. All right, Karis. Now I got you. I hate that the comments are so late. They are. You can never figure out what's going on. Don't be a slacker, Heath. Don't be a slacker. And thanks for being on last Wednesday. We had Heath on for Wednesday with the band. If you didn't watch that one, go back and watch it, because he's got a new project going with Route 88 now, and being the front man for Route 88, that's a cool thing. It is. Crescendo, thank you for being here. Oh, Gary wants to know anybody's resolutions for the new year. Gosh, you don't want to hear. In fact, my phrase that pays for trivia this week for people to use for a free point was, we don't need resolutions. But, how many times have people made resolutions about going to the gym and I'm going to get fit, and then they're back in the refrigerator and drinking beer the next day? I know I am. Yes. Oh, I need to find out from all the music lovers out here what they go for when they go see a show. That's a whole show in itself, Glenn. That may be a Hot Topic Tuesday as well. Yes. Oh, so Heath asked questions. Thanks. No love for food questions. See, that's how bad it is. I didn't take that. Oh, fried or scrambled eggs, or fried or mashed potatoes? That's a great question, but yeah, it's not really music related, but it's okay. I'll tell you mine. I go for fried eggs, and I go for fried potatoes. I'm a fat guy that loves to eat. I am. Hi, Cody Dench. Thanks for dropping in, man. Good to see you. Ed Sawicki in the house. Thank you, Ed. Toy. Saying he hopes Karis gets to see him soon. So throw us a question if you can about All Around Town Radio if you want, or any of the programming we do. Or if you want to make a comment about something you'd like to see us do in the future here on All Around Town Radio, please feel free. We'd love to hear from you, because it's Whatever Wednesday, which means you can do anything you want out there. And we'd love it. My God, and I need somebody else to talk to. I need a co-host today. It's bad. I'll tell you, Ohio weather just does not fit me at all. It doesn't. And Roger made a resolution years ago to never to make a resolution again. I'm with you on that one. Just look forward to life and say, I'm going to go for whatever I go for. I mean, that, you can make resolutions all day, but, it's like giving up stuff for Lent. I'm going to give up being an ass for Lent. How's that? Would that work? I don't think so. No. When I go to a live show, do you watch all acts show and support, or just go for the headliner? That's a great question, Heath. And I will tell you, I make every attempt I can to see the absolute opening act, the support act, everybody I can see at a show. You can ask Mrs. Hall Around Town. I drive her nuts sometimes about trying to be somewhere early so we get to see all the artists, and that's kind of my thing. I'd love to do it. We missed the extreme opener at the stadium tour, just unfortunately not because of us. We'd have been in there plenty early, but the traffic prohibited us from getting in. And that was the only one I missed. I got to see their last song, and then got to see Joan Jett, got to see Poison, got to see Def Leppard, Motley Crue, all those at that one. And that when we go to a show, I try to see the opener, even if it's a local act like at the Blue Note or something like that. If there's somebody opening the show, I always try to get out and check them out. Anybody else have a comment on that? Drop it out there. Hello, Chris Reese from the Dominican. Hopefully you are warm down there. Yeah, it's like a heat wave today, Glenn said. It's beautiful outside, actually, and I kind of joked about it last week when it was 13 below zero and all that stuff, and the wind chill was minus 40, that when it got to be 30, we were all going to think it was summer. And that's the truth. It's amazing out there. And Ray Renee, what music venue in our area has the best food? I've often I wanted to do, in the hall umbrella of shows, I wanted to do Foodaholic and just do a whole show on bar food stuff. I think it'd be fun, or multiple shows. I need an eater, though, to go out and do those things. Somebody that likes to go eat. Yes. There's a lot of venues with great food. There are. And, every time I single one out, I get said I'm playing favorites, but I really don't. Kara says she tries to see all the acts. JD Legends doesn't always tell you if there's an opener. Usually every act there, the bigger acts have an opener. They've tried to do that. And Dirk said he's discovered some of his favorite bands when they were openers. I agree 100%. First time I ever saw Ashley McBryde, she was opening for Lynyrd Skynyrd, and it was driving her own van, doing her own merch by herself on the road. And now she's been inducted into the Grand Ole Opry, and she's a absolute Grammy winner, everything else. So it's really cool to see people come up like that. Yes. And Heath, that is sad. I agree with your comment 100% on that one. First three bands were local, and then Seven Dust was on, and they were the only band that got attention. I hate that. That happens a lot. It kind of is in the same vein as the artist, maybe a popular artist who gets up there and says, "Oh, I'm going to play an original song," and everybody goes and gets a beer. The openers and the support acts sometimes just don't get the recognition. And many times, I will say, I've seen the support or the opener be better than the headliner. Many, many times. It's almost like the headliner knows they got it, so they don't have to have it, and that's pretty sad. What do we got? Resolution already happening that 0 Hour is going regional officially. Is that TJ? Should I call you Tej or TJ? And I will say 0 Hour has done a remarkable job of promoting themselves on this show. And I don't mind that a bit. Shout yourself out, man. It's good. Patrick said he watches all bands until the opening act is just terrible. The only band he's ever walked out on twice, actually, was Lamb of God. Well, thank you, Patrick. And sorry, Lamb of God, that you sucked in Patrick eyes. That's how it works. 83 and sunny today, Chris Reese. You are no longer on my Christmas card list. That was just about the biggest loser comment you could ever make for all of us here in Ohio today. But I'm jealous. I am. Karis, what are you saying me about? I'm lost in the shuffle here. Yes. Karis is an eater. I think she said that. That's probably what she's saying. Ray Renee is a huge... Ray Renee, we got to get you on the show sometime, my dear. I know we've been trying to figure out a spot for you here. We'll do that. And Charles says Froggy's has some good food and changed their menu. Yes. Yes, they do. And Froggy's is our sponsor of our Thursday show. If you haven't been with Froggy's, check them out, please. Kara says JD Legends and Heather's. Heather's has great food. They do. She has a limited size kitchen, so which limits some of the items she can do quickly. But man, this season and the trivia season, they were fast. They were really fast. Yes. Ed Sawicki throwing one in. Sorry. Again, I should mute that when I do that. Here, let me do that. There we go. Went to see Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Wasn't sure about the opening act. Never heard of the Lynyrd Skynyrd. Okay. Ed, you're showing your age, my brother. You are. Yes. Naturally, you always see opening. Yeah, if that was one of the opening acts, you got a gold mine there. Absolutely. Oh, Karis can go eat all the food with me. Loves eating. Well, me too. I am a fat foodie. I am. And love good food. So what do we got? TJ or Tej wants to know why so many venues in the Cincinnati area hate original bands. They say hate on, I guess. I will tell you that is not true from what I know. I will say that it tends to be a problem if you're all original because people don't know your music and people are fickle. The audience is. I mean, they are really, truly fickle when it comes to that. And just remember every national act that people pay hundreds of dollars for tickets for once was an original band. And once was a cover band, most of them. So it's kind of a two-edged sword. When somebody does their original songs, I mean, I see people just get bored with it because they don't know it. And that's not very open-minded. I know. I mean, I've heard people do original songs. There was a guy one night that did an original he wrote for his wife in a bar. And the next thing I know, I've got tears coming down my face. It was a great song and it should have been a hit on the radio. It should have been number one. And he was one of his originals. So if you listen and you listen to the words, it can be some good stuff. It really can. And Bill Burley loves watching the openers. You never know what you have in front of you. Absolutely. Kara, you're exactly right. Bohemian Funk opener. They're always great. What's Heath got to say? Saw Seven Dust. Okay. Saw them in 1997 when they were an opener. And they still kill it. I wish I'd have been there last night from what I hear from all the comments. Everybody said they absolutely smoked it last night, which is great. Yeah. He said TJ is fine. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't. It says TEEJ, so it could be taken a lot of ways. And since we've never really crossed paths, I think that probably would be tough for me to figure out. But I'll call you TJ now. Yes. Bill Burley loves being the openers. You know what I like about openers is a lot of times they're able to do their original tunes and get away with it. Because, most people, if you're opening for, Prince, you're not going to play Prince tunes. It's kind of how it works. Dat Band's a perfect example of that. They opened for the Prince Experience the other night. I was there to see him at the Blue Note. And they normally play a lot of Prince because Chris Reese is a huge Prince lover, as I am. And they didn't play any because you don't do that when the act is doing Prince. So it's interesting how all that works. Patrick O'Neill said Lamb of God had a big enough fan base. They don't care about losing me. Yeah, they won't. Most bands at the point of that, they should care, but they don't care. They don't care. Famous bands used to open for headliners. Yeah. Now others are opening for them. That's very true. Guns N' Roses is a great example of that. Yes. What's Karis got to say? She's always got something to say. I love you, Karis. Okay. Let's see. I don't think they hate on original bands from a business point. Very hard to generate business. All original band. I agree 100%. Yep. And we don't agree very often lately. There's a lot more that goes into it, she said, than booking a band. Makes sense financially. It has to help your bottom line. And, took a few comments and a few people dogging on Karis talking about bottom line and money. And somebody said, oh, it's all venues think about is the money. Well, hell yeah, it is. They're not in business to give it away. You go open a business and hand money to people then. Okay. Do that. I'll come to your business if you're going to do that. But yeah, I mean, the venues are in business to ring the cash register. When the cash register's ringing, people are smiling. The owner's smiling. The band's smiling. That means it's full. And Toy says Froggy's Wings rock. There you go. Kara says Froggy's has good food. See, Froggy's getting a big endorsement today on the food side. This is why we call it Whatever Wednesday. You just keep it coming. Jamie Minnick. Well, I haven't seen her in ages. Hi, Jamie. She says, we're once the opening band. Yeah, that's very true. Very true. Hi, Mrs. Hall around town. She's joined the party. Liz is in the house. I got to straighten up. There we go. Bonnie says Nick's and Xenia has great food. Pretty good music. There you go. I love Nick's Wings. Good stuff. Yes. Bill Burley says food. We should do a food show one day. We should just talk about food and the venues that bring it to you. Who has the best food? Chris Reese going Oceanside dinner reservation. Do I have a puke button here? See you, Chris. Enjoy your trip, man. Hope you enjoy the warm weather. Yes. Patricia, tell her hi. All right. Yes, Nick's and Xenia, Kara. It's a great place. It is. Really good food. They've won like numerous contests on their wings and stuff. And Glenn says Lemon Sky is great. They do all original music. Okay. there you have that endorsement from Mr. Glenn Drew. And Roger said he went to see Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Yeah, it's interesting how that trading off works sometimes. Who's going to open for who? And we were at several concerts this summer where they alternate every other show as who's the opener, basically, and who's the closer. But when you get to the level of high quality bands like that who can interchange, it really doesn't matter. It's like the stadium tour, as I mentioned earlier. Def Leppard closed the one we were at. I've heard Motley Crue close some of them. So, yeah, it can be a variety of people. And you're surprised sometimes by the openers, I think, and how good they are if you'll stay in there. And Heath Bowling says, $100 says I'm talking about Rob Gray. And you know what, Heath Bowling? The check's in the mail, my friend, because you're spot on. That is one unbelievably great song that Rob Gray does. It's called The Girl Down the Hall. It is. And it talks about him meeting his wife in the workplace, and she's at the copier, such and so on. And it's a beautiful song. So well written and so well performed by him. He doesn't do it very often. I'd love to hear Rob Gray play too. He's another one who's kind of in the shadows, but shouldn't be for sure. Ray Renee wants to join us for a hunt for the best food in Ohio. I'm there. Hey, if Guy Fieri can do it, my hair can stand up. Maybe. I doubt it, but we can do it. I can afford a Mustang. I could have one of those. We drive around in it. Diners, drive-ins, and divas. And we take Ray Renee and Karis with me. I think I've come up with a new show. There it is. Oh, what do we got here? Bill Burley, thank you for that. Some places that embrace original music. Yeah, and if you're into that, that's great. It's like certain venues, we talk about Crown Watts on the show, and certain people go see Crown Watts. And when that crowd is there, they're laser focused on the music. They love good quality music. And that's what Crown Watts does. You might not get this big theatrical production out of them, but you get good quality music. And it's really great talent. So it depends on the room and who accepts it and embraces it. And if your originals are good. That's the other side of it. I mean, if it's not going to be embraced by anybody. And Dewey says Ann Coleman has some great originals. Yeah, and Ann knows. Ann's a professional performer. I mean, Ann is one of those people who's her life has been spent doing music and such, and she knows what works and what doesn't. And you can have the best original song in the world and still fall flat on your face, unfortunately, because of audiences without open minds. I mean, I got to say that. And Charles says original music should be played after every 4 or 5 covers if you don't have a contract or recording dealing with a big record label. Yeah. And record labels are finicky about that and your originals and such. And I've seen many a record label kill an artist's career. I have. I got to say that out loud because some guy in the record company think he knows best, and he doesn't always know best. The independent guys are the ones that are doing it right. They truly are. And record label people hate me for that. But let me tell you, there are some successful independents out there who do their own things and play their own music and really have a quality career out of it. And Ram Jam and the Lemon Pipers mix it up. John Barry said, thank you, John, for that comment. Yes. Bill says, don't announce that you're doing an original. Tell them after it's done, see if it works. That's a good way to put it. Yes. Yeah. He said Aaron Lewis sat in the corner there for 3 years playing hits like it's been a while. Right here waiting. Yep. While people paid zero attention, and look where he is now. Absolutely. And yeah, that's a good analogy as well. Hi, Carrie. Thanks for dropping in. Any other questions today, guys? Throw them in if you have one. Thank you, Kara, for that one. Kara says venues have to care about the money, because if they don't care about the money, you don't have a venue to play in. Pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? Pretty much sums it up. It does. And yeah, for a venue to employ you, you must be able to keep a crowd. And Ray Renee said Latitudes is her favorite so far. Thank you for that. Man, I'm reading comments here, guys. There's some good stuff coming in today. You know what? A whole show too is he's kind of on that same angle. A whole show that I think we ought to do, Karis and I ought to pull off, is the difference in what bands pitch for a price to different venues. And what cracks me up is locally here where we are, we have Heather's and we have Mr. Burroughs and we have the Barrel. And that have bands come and play, I should say, here within 5 minutes of my house. And the difference that bands charge each different one, and they seem to pitch Heather really high for some reason. And if you don't think those owners talk to each other, you're high. Literally. They talk all the time. They compare notes. And when you come in and say, oh, we'll play for $600 for the night, and then somebody comes in and quotes them $1,500 for the same band, same time, that'd be a good show. It would. Rick says for him, it's 60% the band and 40% the venue. He says he goes to this one bar sometimes that has live music. It's pretty much ruined him for most other places. Wonder where that is. Could it be the Double B? It might be. Might be. Yeah. It's no difference than I went over the weekend with the family and we saw the new Avatar movie. I highly recommend it, by the way. It's 3+ hours. It's a long movie, but it keeps you on the edge of your seat the whole time. I will tell you that if those movies weren't successful, they don't play in the theater long. And it's the same thing with the band. If you're not entertaining, you're not keeping people in the seats and people on the dance floor and all those other things, you won't be there long, or you won't have a return visit. That's for sure. Kara wants to do a segment on wings. There we go. Wings the venue or wings the chicken? Hi, Dad. My dad is watching. I really have to straighten up now, my act. Thanks for being here, Dad. Coming to us from the hills of Kentucky. Good to have you on here. Gary says Kenny Wayne Shepherd's great. Man, there are so many comments here, guys. I'm never going to get to all of them in time, but I'm trying to roll through there. Here's someone else saying Karis 100%. These guys that all say I 100% agree with Karis, they're just looking for a gig. That's all I got to say. No, I'm just joking. We joke about that. Yeah, and groupies. Well, you called them groupies, Corona J. Buffett. That'll get a few people's feathers in a tuss. Yes. So, yeah, well, good shows about how many people the band brings, versus the venue. We've talked about that two-edged sword for a while. Yes, Tyler Childers, independent artist, Cody Jinks. There's a whole lot of them out there in that genre of music that are doing it. Mike is in Arkansas now. Good to have you out there. Well, I hope you get back okay, because the air travel seems to be a little crazy, especially Southwest. Carrie said the last food truck was awesome, Karis, just so you know. I'm scrolling here, guys. Got to get out of here in just a minute, but checking out some stuff. Harris thinks a good show can never be based on just one thing. Well, yeah, it's a, can I use the term cornucopia? It's a cornucopia of stuff that brings a good quality night together for people. It is, first of all, the venue. Secondly, who's in the venue? The entertainment can be ranked up there in the top 3, even sometimes the number 1, depending on what brought you there. And, atmosphere is huge, and image. And, I just saw somebody post today. They were in a bar over the weekend and said the place was so filthy. And I mean, they're calling these people out, and there's a lot of Karens and Kens on Facebook that'll do that stuff. But it sounded pretty legit about what they were talking about in the restrooms, how bad a shape they were in, and those kind of things over the weekend. And all it takes is somebody to do a review like that, and you're going to have some people thinking twice about it. So yeah, interesting stuff. Lots to talk about here on a Whatever Wednesday. Dave Yeck would say Karis is right or she'll beat him up. See, I knew it was the intimidation factor. I knew that's what it was all about. I walked away yesterday feeling like a spaghetti noodle that had just been poured down the disposal. Yeah, it was wicked. Everything I said, I got shot at. But that's how we roll. Yes. I don't know who Jim Tarbell is, John Barry. You're name dropping on me again, buddy. I don't know who that is, but okay. Yes. Kara says she's not defending a venue. We clean our bar and restrooms every single day, obviously, but especially women after 10 minutes on a busy night can make it look like it hadn't been cleaned in a week. Oh, I know. I agree. But again, periodic checks throughout the evening help if you have time and your staff has time to do that, obviously. And people can be really filthy. They can. I mean, you can't throw a hand towel in the trash. You have to throw it on the floor, and when the trash is right there, that kind of stuff that goes on. And yeah, it's a dirty world out there. It is. And Heath says she's just sassy. She's beyond sassy. Don't encourage her, Heath. Come on. Yes. But yes, Kara understands the difference between messy and dirty. Yeah, this guy was posting about roaches on the wall. I mean, he really made it over the top. So if it was true, then bad news. If it's not, shame on him for being a Facebook keyboard warrior. Yes. And Toy said he thinks we held our own yesterday. I think we survived it. I think we've survived it. Oh, Ludlow Garage fame. Thank you, John Barry, for that. I am not in the mix of the Ludlow Garage. I've been there. I will be there again, and I love the place, but I don't know the owner or anyone who books there because I'm not a booking agent. No. And Kara says Bell and the Bears always clean with a friendly staff. Thank you. I agree with that 100%. That's why we do our Name That Tune there. That's why we hang out there a bunch. And Dave Yak also saying it's one of the cleanest dives around. One thing I love about the Bell and the Bear is the extra sensory perception that the staff has. If something hits the floor, within seconds, someone like appears with a broom and dustpan or a mop, and it's cleaned up. I mean, it's almost like, they have this ESP, man. It's crazy. It really is. And yes, I'm a sensitive Sally, Karis. I've been lately. I know I am. Been a rough time. It has. Yes. Certain place in Dayton that has a nasty bathroom, and I can't believe it's not cleaner since they serve food. Yeah. I was in a place over the weekend, a food establishment at a local large area of food establishments and shops. And the bathroom looked like a BP gas station on Highway 495 down the middle of Greenbow, Alabama or something that hadn't had a bathroom cleaner in 74 years. It was awful. Awful. And they serve food too. Yes. Not to mention it smelled like the southbound end of a northbound mule, if you know what I'm saying. Yes. Yes. Karis, I know it was directed at me. You don't have to say it wasn't. I'm a sensitive Sal. You tell me that all the time on the show. But that's it for Whatever Wednesday, guys. We just wanted to shoot the, today. I got to be careful. I got another one of those notifications the other day from the Book of Face, who said, I've been a bad boy. If you notice, we have an orange flag on our page. That's because we've been reported numerous times for content violations. Because there's people out there who are assholes. Did I say that out loud? They are. And my analogies are dad material today. Well, yeah, I'm on the dad jokes, the bad dad jokes today. And thank you, Dave Yeck. Billy Sutherland, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you, man. We'll do more of these on Wednesdays when we don't have a band. We'd rather have a band or an artist to talk to. That's what we like to do on Wednesdays, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. And yes. And Mike says he'll see you Friday night, Karis, for his birthday. There you go. Well, thank you guys. I want to remind you tomorrow is our biggest show of the week, even though I will tell you that Tuesdays are giving it a close run for its money. And that's all because of my friend Karis, who joins me and is much better looking and all that. But our Thursday show, sponsored by Froggies in Monroe, brings you Who's Playing Out. It's the best musicians and venues in the tri-state who report into us. And I will emphasize that, report into us. If you don't report in, I can't go hunting your gigs. And if you do report in and you're not in one of our groups and you send me a message, please send it in text format. It makes it easier for me to copy into the prompter I look at here as we talk and read that list, we call it every week, sponsored by Froggies. So until then, tomorrow, if we don't see you tomorrow on the show, have a happy new year, everybody. Hopefully you'll enjoy a great New Year's over the weekend. And we'll be back tomorrow with our last show of 2022. How about that? Going into 2023. And what do we got? Bill says Karis cares about our establishment. I've been trying to get Benny on. We just haven't been able to schedule it, Heath. I want to do that because Benny is a rock star as well. And we get Rockstar on the show on a Wednesday. Love to have them on. Toy, let's work that out, man. That'd be good. Thank you, Glenn, for that. And until Rust, boys, they haven't been on in a while. We could have them on. Absolutely. Casey Gomez, thank you so much, my friend. And I can't wait to see you play again. I hope to catch you in January when you're at the Bell. Love CFG and family. It's great. And thank you, Karis, for the compliment. You are a wonderful co-host on Tuesdays. Love having you with me. Eric Sears from Kevin McCoy Band. Thank you. We appreciate you. Billy Sutherland from White Knuckle Weekend. Thank you so much. Guys, get out and enjoy some live local music this weekend. There's a whole lot of it coming at you. And if you haven't sent us your list yet of where you're playing, send it to us. We have actually, guys, in case you want to know how that works, there are 4 gig groups in Facebook Messenger that people send us their gigs on. And we do that. We have 4 of them so that we don't blow it up completely in people's feeds, because sometimes the constant notification of a message and those kind of things hit everybody a little tough. So we try to spread that out a little bit, and we'll do it. Kara says, send us some Tuesday ideas. But yeah, if you'd like to join one of those groups and your group is not in that, send me a DM, as Karis would say, slide into my DMs, and I'll get you signed up and on one of those groups for the 2023 season here at All Around Town Radio. Let's get out of here. What do you say? You ready? I'm trying to get some song up or something to play out. Let's go bye-bye if we can. I don't know. Who are we going to play out of here? How about we leave with, since our boys are taking a little break, let's give you a little bit of Until Rust as we go out. This one's called Stable. Thanks for watching today, guys. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock live right here.
Roll on up, grab a cold one for me. Grab my 6-string, try to work out all these things. And I don't know just what I'll write. I only hope I win this fight. With me, I'm not stable, you see. Work intense, need to unwind a bit. Losing life from this best of shell. Just wanna smile and feel my soul. There's only you and I don't know which way to go. Look at me, I'm not stable, you see. Live my life uncertain on which way to go. I run to you, you're my lonely myself. You hold me up when there's no one around. No